Have you ever pondered the intricate tapestry of events that led to the ancient colonization of Africa? An entire continent's history altered not by a singular event, but by a complex interplay of economic, political, and cultural factors. Today, we dive deep into this riveting chronicle, tracing the roots of ancient colonization in Africa. From as early as the 1st century, diverse powers, driven by a voracious appetite for wealth and control, began their incursions into Africa. Their goal? To dominate lucrative trade routes and establish colonies that would serve as epicenters of economic exploitation. One cannot discuss ancient colonization without acknowledging the role of the evolution of trade and technology. As societies underwent a rapid metamorphosis, the need for raw materials surged. Africa, with its wealth of natural resources, presented an irresistible target. To the colonizers, Africa was a vast untapped treasure chest waiting to be plundered. Fast forward to the late 1st millennium, and we arrive at the peak of the scramble for Africa. Diverse powers in a frenzied rush for dominance divided the continent among themselves. The disregard for the sovereignty and cultural diversity of African societies marked this era. The exploitation that followed was ruthless. Resources such as gold, ivory, and spices were extracted with little regard for the welfare of the local populace. Africans were subjected to forced labor, cultural suppression, and loss of their ancestral lands as settlers established an iron grip on their lives. Resistance was met with violence. Uprisings against foreign rule were brutally quashed, countless lives were lost, and Africa's rich cultural heritage was overshadowed by the overwhelming influence of colonial powers. It was only in the subsequent centuries that the winds of change began to blow. Visionary leaders across the continent led the charge to dismantle colonial rule, sparking a wave of independence movements. While the challenges faced by Africa today are numerous, understanding the historical context of ancient colonization is crucial. It's a stark reminder of the past, and a guiding light towards a future where Africa's sovereignty and cultural heritage are respected and celebrated. To recap, the ancient colonization of Africa was a complex process, beginning in the 1st century and reaching its peak in the late 1st millennium. It was driven by the desire for wealth and resources, and facilitated by the evolution of trade and technology. Despite the brutal exploitation and cultural suppression, Africa began to regain its independence in the subsequent centuries, thanks to the efforts of visionary leaders. Thank you for lending your ears to this untold story. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Together we can illuminate the hidden corners of our world's history.